So my name is Emily Coleman, and I am the superintendent here at TSBVI. And so we are excited to have your family here today with us as we dedicate the amazing pavilion we have here. There used to be an old house that was sort of the last remnant of an older campus that was torn down 2 years ago in this spot. And it was a place on campus that everybody loved. And I know that because I got a lot of emails when we had to tear it down. So we're just grateful that we were able to put this pavilion here in this nice outdoor space for our students and our staff to enjoy. And I think it's better than a house now, but I don't have the history. So we are going to be putting up a sign here, and the sign isn't quite ready yet, but they sent us this mock-up. So I'll go ahead and read it. And it says, the Dr. Lalita Sudarshan Pavilion. This science and nature area is dedicated in recognition of Dr. Lalita Sudarshan and her 20-plus years of service to TSBVI from August 1974 to December 1994. Her passion for teaching was only exceeded by her commitment and encouragement of her many students over her history at the school she loved. So this is, and funding donated by an anonymous benefactor. So we have Braille on the bottom too, and we're gonna put it up near the sidewalk so that our students can read it, which I think will be great. So I'm gonna throw it to Principal Miles Fain, who's gonna take it next, and then we'll hand off to the family.
Hello everyone, glad you could be here. First I thought I was going to try reading from my phone, and then I realized, oh no, the sun won't let me do that, so now I'll battle the wind here with my notes here. But my name is Miles, and as Emily said, I'm the principal. I got to be the teacher right next door to Lalita when I was a teacher, and she was a teacher for many years. Hi Lalita. What I recall that students really appreciated so much about Lalita is how she made them feel special. She made them feel valued as a person, and she was able to explain things about the world of science in a way that they could easily understand. Whether it was her more advanced students going off to college to continue studying science, or her students with more learning impairments who would have otherwise struggled with those concepts. Because she was soft-spoken and kind and gentle, it was obvious that her students adored her. They really did. And she adored them. I recall one student, Amy, I know Lalita will remember Amy, who loved Lalita and was so inspired by her. And I was the English teacher, so I was aware of what she was checking out from the library often. And she would check out books about India to learn about the culture and the language. And she wanted to be like Lalita. We loved her as faculty members too. I remember her bringing delicious curry to staff potlucks. It was my first time in my 20s to try curry. I'd never had that before, and I loved it. And I would ask her all about the ingredients and so forth. And now have it. Seems like every other week at least. Never as good as what she made though. When she was a teacher here, she was gracious, tranquil, and nurturing. And now we have this lovely space in her honor with those same qualities, I think. And we will all be able to enjoy that into the future. Lalita, thank you for having such a positive impact on students, your fellow teachers, and for inspiring the creation of this beautiful area on our campus. You'll have to come visit later. We'll show you all around, show you the new, I think we're gonna put up a sound wall, right? It'll be more tranquil even than this morning. But Lalita, please come. We'll show you the new science lab. It's better than the old days, and around this space, we'd love to have you. So thank you. I think Ashok is next. Susan's next.
Oh, okay. All right, well, hopefully you can hear me. Hi, Lalita. It's Susan. I just realized that you probably might still recognize me because I had long hair back when we were working together. But a lot of people don't recognize me because I've had short hair for quite a while now. But anyway, so are you able to hear me back there, Lowell? Okay, am I getting help? Okay, I'm getting help. All right. I'm just too short. All these other people are tall, Lalita. And that reminds me of a story, Lalita. Remember when we taught, by the way, just to let everybody else know, I'm Susan Osterhaus, and I taught mathematics for many years at the same time that Lalita was teaching chemistry and physics and so forth. So anyway, one summer, Lalita and I and Cecilia Robinson, who is now back in outreach with me as the tech teacher, we three taught summer school. And we merged our 27 students together, and the three of us taught. So if you can imagine, so here we are, a math teacher, science teacher, and technology teacher, and we had an absolute blast. Lalita, I think we had more fun than the students did, truthfully. We just had so much fun. And I want you to know, and Lalita may have forgotten this, but as far as I was concerned, that was my day, because of the three of us, you can tell they had to lower the microphone. So for once in my life, I was the tallest teacher. Lalita and Cecilia were both just a little bit shorter than me. So I'm not sure. I've kind of shrunk over the years, so I may not be the tallest one anymore. But I remember that I was so proud of myself that I was the tallest of us. So if you can imagine, for those of you who don't know Lalita, you know that we're just a little bit on the shorter side, but we are full of power and vinegar and everything. Okay. And so back when I was teaching math and she was teaching science, Lalita would come down all the time and say, "Okay, Susan, when are you going to be doing those equations with your algebra students? Because I have to, I'm going to be teaching that in chemistry coming up here." And so we would plan together. And it was just so amazing to me because at that time, this was I've been here for 43 years, guys, and Lalita came even before me. So it's been a while. Back in those days, blind students weren't supposed to do math. Blind students weren't supposed to do science. But Lalita and I decided they could do both. And I'm just letting you know that if a blind student wanted to do science, they came here to this school because Lalita taught them science. They got to put their hands on everything. They did everything. And I was so proud that other places, especially, even now I'm in outreach, and if I go out, sometimes in the science labs, our students are not allowed to participate as much. Lalita was such a pioneer. I mean, she made sure that our kids got to enjoy every moment of science. And I still remember, though, a couple of times we were a little worried about a couple of those students. Like, I remember Lalita thinking, "Yes, I'm just a little worried. I hope the lab doesn't blow up." But anyway, but she was fearless, and nobody ever got hurt. Everything was wonderful. The only thing that ever happened was I would always know when she was in the lab, though, and doing her particular experiment because of the smell. Boy, I would say, somebody would say, "Oh, Miss O, what's that smell?" And I said, "Lalita Sudarshan, Miss Sudarshan is in there cooking chemistry. That's what's happening." And like as Miles said, she was absolutely the most wonderful person, the most wonderful colleague, the most wonderful teacher. She was the sweetest person, the greatest teacher. I miss her every single day. And every time anybody brings up the word chemistry, I think of Lalita. Lalita, in my mind, is chemistry for the blind. So I'm going to stop talking. I could go on. I just love you. I love you, Lalita. And so I hope you still recognize me. I have gained a little gray bit since I saw you last. Okay, bye-bye.
Hi, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Dr. Lalita Sudarshan's granddaughter, Claire. I'm the youngest of all of her grandkids. My grandmother is a person that loves people more than anyone I've ever known. Whether it was making science experiments in her apartment growing up, or making idlis in the kitchen, which was my favorite thing to do. It still is. Or watching Jeopardy on TV, which I still do to this day, and I'm super competitive because Grandma never let me win. She was always someone that inspired me, and her thirst for knowledge and her the way that she loved us and loved teaching and loved people and just wanted to make people happy is something that's hard to find sometimes. And she was someone that never gave you a chance not to feel loved. She always wanted you to feel seen and cared about, and she's fun to be around. I mean, anyone who knows her, all of you that know her, know that. And I can only imagine what she was like when she was here. I know she stopped teaching here before I was born. But I've heard so many stories, and hearing some of those stories today has only proven this. So her drive to help people also inspired me to become a teacher. I'm in my final semester of college in student teaching, and I hope to be half the teacher that she was.
We'll be hiring.
You want to come up and say a couple words? Mom, here's a surprise guest for you.
She's listening? Yeah. Lalita was one of the finest human beings I've ever met. I knew her for a long time. She was the mother of 3 most beautiful children. I have known her as a wife, as a friend, as a mother, an outstanding teacher. She used to be quiet, intelligent, and very capable. Once my brother came from India to visit us, and when she saw Lalita, he was so charmed. He used to say, he is the most classic Indian lady. She really represents the Indian classic beauty, and she is extremely beautiful. I don't remember her as a short person. I really don't. Sorry. She never looked short. She was slim, elegant, quiet, kind, extremely affectionate, deeply religious, and she had a high standard of moral dignity and integrity, as really they used to say in old Indian Brahmin girl. She was an epitome. She was wonderful, and I miss her very much. And all her children, the sorrow she received when Arvind died, it's unbelievable how much pain she has suffered. I wish the best for her. She's my best friend. Thank you.
Okay, well, I've never been the tall one, so this is very exciting for me. Everybody knows I like to drone on, so I'll try and keep this short. My name is Ashok. I'm my mom's youngest child. And the good news about my going last is everybody said all the good stuff, so I can keep this short and sweet. Let me start off by thanking Bill Daugherty and Emily Coleman for getting this facility created. It's been 3 years of super hard work, COVID, a bunch of other circumstances that really stood in the way of it getting done. But it is a beautiful, commanding facility, and I think my mom is thrilled. I'm sure horrified that anything is being built for her, but I'm sure she's thrilled that it's something that will get real usage every day, so thank you for that. A special word to the anonymous benefactor who does not want to be named and was adamant about that. I can think of no better tribute for my mom than something like this at a place that she loved so much. somebody bet me $500 I couldn't get through this without crying, and I told them, just give the money now. So, look, I'll say it this way. People talked about my mom's integrity. People talked about my mom's commitment, et cetera, et cetera. I think the most important thing I can tell you guys about her is this school was her sanctity. She went through a lot, as Sharifa mentioned a little bit before, but she would always get excited about being able to come in here every day. And I can tell you her 3 children were remarkably jealous of her students having such a command over her. But when she was here and engaged every minute of every day. I want to thank you on behalf of her. She would be, as I say, or she is, I know right now, mortified that this many people have assembled to get together and honor her. I think she probably doesn't have any idea how many people are watching on the live link across the world, including a number of people in India who I appreciate staying up late at night. So on behalf of our family and the benefactor, I would like to declare this facility open for business. Thank you all very much.